All right, how's everybody out there today? I'm almost ready to steam bend. Got about 7 minutes left that we can sit here. Let's go to our YouTube, see if I'm live on here. That's me. Don't have a hat on today, but here I am. Steam bending. Let's turn this volume down here. Echoing through this thing. All right, there I am. Great American Steam Bending Machine. I invented this thing about 10 years ago. There are videos out about it. And how I built it. Amongst all the videos. Ouch. Hot. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. Almost 350 degrees. Make sure we got our tools in line. Wheels, we got the clamps. C clamps, we got the shoes or the hold downs. However you want to call them. Now we got to do this 4 times today, and in between each set I'm going to start to bring in one of my lawn tractors because I threw a rod in it, I think, or I blew a head gasket, I can't tell. Pretty sure I threw a rod. And it's the one I used to cut the grass, so we got to get it fixed. My grass is getting really high. Almost high enough to bale with a tractor, so. Yeah. Right now we're waiting for the last 4 minutes. This will be ready. You know, I've got another 16 horsepower short block over here. The crank doesn't look like it's scratched. It does look like it's overheated a little bit. We might try and use that one as a way to rebuild an engine for that tractor out there, because we've got to have the tractor going here in a few weeks. By the way, if you like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yay, like Fonzie, if y'all remember who Fonzie is. Fonzarello. And we're going to steam bend in 3 minutes. Put the cartridge in here. Got a whole stock of them over here. Let me see if I can get y'all to look at that. There's the stack of wheels. Now the top ones are the ones we're doing today. And we're going to do some of those on the next round. Those are rims, those are Rezos. Rezo stands short for resonator. And that's what those are. Those are drying. I'm going to take them out to the barn here in a minute. But that be the Great American Steam Bending Machine, man. I wish I knew some people that could automate that sucker. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Have this thing automated. Get these camera views a little straightened out here. By the way, don't try any of this at home. It's very dangerous. It's hot. It can blind you, can give you 3rd-degree burns. I know. It's happened to me. So, got all those done. And those are the Rezzos. We gotta take these out to the shop, the barn, but we got time to bend now. So let's take these out. They're hot. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ooh, steamy. Take this thing out. That's hot. I forgot to test the wheel. I hope it's still working, buddy. Usually every time I come back out here, it's not working. Hey, it worked. Gotta get it all. Hot diggity dog. It's a diggity dog, y'all. I don't know what the diggity dog is. It's a dog that diggies. Come on. Oh, I see what it is. He's not very smart. Uh-oh, that was not a good sign. All right, here we go. These are crazy good. It'd be cool if this was automated. Don't you try to tell me what's wrong. One day we there you go. That is how you steam bend a resonator wheel. Work overtime last night, yesterday, whole day overtime. I appreciate the company offering me overtime, but I don't want it. I gotta mow my grass, fix my lawnmower, and the overtime we get at that company doesn't pay for what you lose when you have to work a day. An example would be, now I have to pay somebody to mow my grass, 2 acres. It's gonna be around $100, which is about what I made it overtime. So I did not gain anything by working overtime, and they sure don't understand that. But I do appreciate it. I'm sure there's some people working there that it did. I got things to do, baby. That was a funky dude right there. Oh, and this one is maybe gonna split right there, because the grain changed on this wood from straight to cross. And if it didn't break there, then that's a good deal for me. But it sure did change direction. Usually when the grain changes direction, bang, split right off the bat. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, spin this thing like this. Get that thing on there. Well, that's cool. Still stuck on 3. I really don't like that one. I'm probably going to get rid of that one. Kind of look warped. Anytime your grain changes direction, it causes small work. And I like my hairs to be perfect. That one will fail on the next inspection when I get it dry. ready to. Ooh, this one's the same way. I wonder how this one got here. Must be getting low on wood. I don't like this. If it doesn't, I'll be amazed. Lift that up. Oh, went too far, went too far. Slap guard. This is a slap guard. Basically keeps you from getting slapped in the face. Piece of wood is spins too far. This one. So far, this one looks cool. It's got that beautiful light string in it for when you heat it up. The length. It's just really nice when I see wood. Round circle, it's a good one. Now if you do it right, if you're bending these the right way, you'll see a little gap. I don't know if y'all can see that, but you'll notice the wood's loose. That allows the wood to dry on both sides. Like you can see it right here really good. But that allows the wood to do its thing. You don't want to wrap it around there. Took years to figure this stuff out. Kind of funny, sometimes people see this operation and they instantly think they can think of things to make it better. And it's like, I appreciate the effort. I always listen just in case, but so far it's like, I've done all that, but none of that suggestions ever work. Because unless you do 5,000 of these things like I have, you never quite get the understanding. You have to do the whole process. You got to cut the wood. You got to find out what kind of wood to get. There's things like the wood can't be dried or kiln dried. There's just so many thousands of things that go along with it. Anybody that walks in and thinks they know what's going on, been there years ago. But I always listen just in case somebody might know something or thought of something. What I hear a lot is I need to use a backing strap, and backing straps do not work. If the wood's going to fracture, it will fracture right behind the backing strap. And you might not even see it because that backing strap is holding it together. And so I don't use backing straps. They're dangerous. They're seriously cut you bad. And I mean bad, like sever off fingers, things, you know. It's just not worth it, man. The cost. And as you can see here, I don't have any losses because I don't have a backing strap. If I have a loss, it's because of the way the grain goes in the wood. Or the way the wood has been dried. Dried wood is the worst thing you can try to build. Kiln dried is the worst. They put some kind of a fossilization process into the wood. And makes it brittle. And no matter how much you soak it, it's just not going to be cool. For steam, maybe. It's really cool for making furniture. Now this one, you can see the big gap in there. You want that gap in there so that the wood dries behind it. Otherwise, it'll just be still sopping wet behind that. It's real tight against that wheel. And then it takes even longer to dry. What a lot of people don't know is that the steam heat, that this thing is already so hot, that it's going to dry itself from just the heat of the wood that it's cooled in. It's going to cause it to dry really fast. And if you put that wheel, the wood against the wheel real tight, it'll stay wet. Then when you take it off, you got an extra week. Use it. Now we use something called I call it a moisture meter. It measures the moisture in wood. I'll show you in a second. nothing, we don't travel that fast. So, you don't have to worry about this thing being super messed up. Oh, gee, look, no backing strap. Wonder how that works. This right here is called a moisture meter. These two prongs stick into the wood, and then it tells you the moisture of the wood. So if I wanted to measure this 2x4, it's 7.7% moisture. So that's how we check our wood before we glue it. Has to be at the correct moisture. If your wood has too much moisture, it'll warp when they put it on the lathe. Well, I'll be damned. I think I got 8 of them. I did 8. We got to unplug the boiler system. Got to grab 8 more out of the soaking tank. We got 6 more. Ow, it's just crushed my finger. Thank you very much. Ouch. I know y'all can't smell because you're on the internet, but this is maple wood, same stuff they used to make syrup out of. And it is smelling like syrup. When you heat it up inside the steam chamber. All woods have a different smell. Walnut is something that has a very unique smell to me. Most people cannot do that. But I wish I had a way to do something every day. What happened to the hole like that? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Needs a little hammer. With a persuasion tool. This is what we call a persuasion tool. Just persuaded that there thing to fit into a round hole. Alright, now lifted those up. Hey, second person. There is a reason we wait and do all this first before we fill it with water again. Because the water inside the boiler is what we call superheated. And if you add fresh water to superheated water, it can expand extremely fast like a hand grenade. That's the last thing you want when you're adding water to a boiler. It's a super expansion. All right, now we gotta wait for the temperature to get up to a site temperature. All right. So now we're gonna do some other work. I'm gonna take this and get this out of my way. Gotta fix the Coke. And what we're waiting on is the steam to get back up to 350 degrees in here, then we set a timer for 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to take that gas tank off the tractor without catching myself on fire. Because that tractor needs to be pulled in here to take the engine out. And I hate taking these engines out. Let's make a Coca-Cola.
Here's what I think about. Check out to the left. Why did you enter on when the answer is three clear out? Homer, why did you not call the number on the first and say, hey, you think you're not supposed to be here? Are you in there because you're going to enter early before
Let's see if we can get this. Yep, it's temperature telling. Here's the phone. Let's start the clock. All right, folks, it's up to temperature. So 20 minutes, and we'll steam bin what's in here. And we'll steam bin what's in here. Yeah. And my steam binning thing just stopped. Hope everybody's doing fine. Don't forget to do a thumbs up. But I'm getting ready to pull this tractor in here, lawnmower. You'll see it here in a second. But I gotta get the gas tank disconnected and set aside. Because I don't want to get the gas tank. Okay, the gas tank is off. And keep talking to this phone when it's actually over there. I'm gonna restart my stream on this thing. Alright, so the gas tank's off. I didn't burn myself. Hey, Dragon, what's up, man? So I didn't burn myself, didn't explode the place. We got 15 more minutes before we steam bin what's in here. So now, I gotta find my gloves. I'm trying to take off the lawnmower deck. Pretty easy, but the way it's sitting, it would not come off that easy. Where are my gloves? Oh, gloves. Where have you gone today? It might be out in the other building. You want to have to jack up the tractor? Mower. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still at the plastic factory. That place sucks. It's affecting my breathing. I tried to apply for a CNC operator at a milling machine company, but I don't think they can use me. I'm still gonna go by and look at the place to see if they can machine any of my parts if I need them. Yeah, that plastic company is brutal, man. You know, I think landscaping is the only tougher job. But a lot of the plastic company is metal. Watching them make 1,000 bad parts to get 100 good ones is a concept that most people don't understand. They want good ones every time. So you gotta think different when you work for a plastic company, because it's not gonna come out perfect every time. It can, but I don't know, man. I can't say nothing. I still work there. I have to wait till I get somewhere else before I could run my mouth. But even then, I wouldn't say nothing bad about the place. Other than, you know, it'd be cool if the parts weren't, if the molds weren't messed up to making the parts. It's about the only thing I can really complain about. At this time. So I got the gas engine off. I mean the gas tank sitting in a safe place, and I got the motor deck off now, so I'm going to try to push it in here. thing's heavy. All right, there she is. Did you guys see it? Tilt a little more that way. The Cub Cadet tractor. Looks like we got 2 minutes till we start steam bending. Woo. I'm gonna fix the Coca-Cola. Now this is a Cub Cadet. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking this way. That's a Cub Cadet 1650. They made, that year they made 3 versions. They made the 1250. Well, I don't know if that's everyone. I think they made a 1200, a 1250, a 1450, and a 1650. The first 2 numbers are the horsepower. So a 1250 is 12 horsepower, a 1450 is 14 horsepower, a 1650 is 16 horsepower, and that's what this one is. They all have the same frame, hydrostatic, and some of them are manual transmission. But this is hydrostatic. It raises and lowers the deck hydraulically, can raise and lower the back hitch hydraulically. I bought it for $200 off of eBay from a guy, and he's a pretty cool dude, and I can tell he wanted me to fix it up. It was pretty rough shape, still is. Still needs a wheel seal on the right side. And this will be the second time this will be the second time I've rebuilt this engine. I don't know what happened this time. But last time it was already coming apart when I had it. So I gotta check it this time. The last time somebody tried to rivet the dipstick in, the dipstick rivets on the backside finally where I fell into the oil pan. I think that was a big problem of what was going on. But I got the correct oil stick now, dipstick case and tube, and I gotta take this thing apart. So after we bend these, while we're waiting on the next set to get ready, we'll start disassembling this thing. Sad thing is, piston rebuild kit cost me about $200. I don't have it. I got hit with property taxes, owed money on real taxes. The snowstorm that came a couple weeks ago cost me $500 or $600 off my paycheck because I lost my attendance bonus. And then 2 weeks before that, I hurt my foot. It cost me a attendance bonus, which ended up being gout, but it went away. So I've lost a lot of money the last couple months, and don't know where I'm going to find it to fix this thing, but I'll try everywhere. But I love this tractor, man. It's pretty cool. I have a restored 1250 sitting in a shed over here. I drive it around every now and then, but it's burning oil. And me and my dad restored it when I was a kid. At least I was watching him do it, asking questions how everything was done. You know how kids are. And so I don't want to blow that engine up. I want to just let it sit until I get the money to put either a replacement in, because I think that engine out there has been bored 30 over, and I think that's as far as you can go on them 12 horsepower Kohler engines. This is original diameter on the cylinder wall. So if the cylinder wall is not scarred and the crank's not scarred, we can put it back together and try to figure out what's caused these two piston rods to come apart. But it is a pain in the butt taking these things apart. Gotta disconnect the shaft that turns the hydraulic pump, unbolt it, and then take the head off and put bolts in the head that'll allow me to lift it out of there. I don't know if I can leave all the back of it on there. The back side has a coil and everything attached to it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but from here to here is a flywheel, a charging coil, and also the flywheel blower, which is a cheap version of a blower that would go on like a diesel engine or a race car. And it blows air through here and into the carburetor through the I don't know what you would call that. Through a filter system. So yeah, it's a pain. All right, it's time to do it. All right now. Let's get a wheel from the wheel rack. Cartridge. Load the cartridge. I'm gonna check that. That's super hot. Ready to go. Just drop it on the floor. That'll work. These rags are hot. Now, let's pick up that thermos. Don't forget to touch that with my hand. Done that too many times. All right, we got the wheels on there. Oh, we cock out. Yeah. All right. Break that. Oh, my CNC over there has got to be replaced. We'll probably do that next stream, live stream. I replaced it once, but then this one burnt up from a lightning storm. At least that's the only thing I can figure. So it blew the circuit protector, but that board didn't work. I took the one out of that one that I just put in that one for to convert it to USB. Put it in this one and it works perfect. So lightning strike. Whoa, buddy. And I gotta quit talking and start doing the work here, man. Hello, window. Oh, would you miss her? Since she doesn't walk away. The tears and the teardrop. Alright, perfect one. Like I said, it's got this gap, lets this thing move. Lets Aaron get behind the wheel. Or between the wheel and the D. Can't cut my grass till my tractor's finished. So that's a real bummer. I have to pay somebody to do that. If I didn't have to work, I worked Saturday. Put in 6 days this week. I would have finished it. I tell you what, as far as that plastic factory goes, I enjoy the people that I work with. I think they're pretty cool. It's a defect right there. I don't like it. There's another defect. And it didn't break. That's beautiful. Try to tell me that it's rain. That's close. So how's it going up Michigan there, Dragon? Is it still snowing up there? I think it was 20 degrees down here a week or 2 weeks ago. Now it's 75, 80. See up and walk away. Tornado? Damn. Did you survive? Did you get damage? Because I'm very familiar with tornadoes being from Kentucky. They're kind of like our national bird. You know what's crazy is down here in Kentucky, no shit, it got that close to you that it wrecked your car? Damn. That's good, man. I'm glad your house survived. Man, in Kentucky, we refer to past tornadoes by the year. Like, you remember that tornado back in '74 that took out the cow and flung the horse across the city, the one where the horse survived, you know, the '74 tornado. That's how we describe them by the year. Whoa, that wasn't good, but we can fix it. From the front porch, yeah, a lot of Kentucky people do that too because life sucks so bad. You might as well just go ahead and be part of the tornado and hope it comes at you. When I was a kid, in '74, one of the United States' most powerful tornadoes came right through Louisville. I think it was a mile wide. Started in Brandenburg, took out the whole city of Brandenburg, just gone. Kept coming, went through Louisville, went through a little bit of Indiana, and up through Cherokee Park. And as a kid, I was, like you said, the front porch, I was on the front porch watching it. And I thought it was closer than it was because I kept seeing these little black specks flying through the air. I thought they were cardboard boxes, but it ended up being they were roofs of houses. That's how big this thing was. And it was so far away that they looked, you know, like a cardboard box would be in a regular tornado. And I'll never forget that sight of that. And my dad, he was telling me, like, no, that's a house roof. I was like, what? I was like, it's not a house roof, or that's not a car, but it was, you know. I still got pictures of, my parents took me to visit Brandenburg, and I still got pictures of wood splinters stuck in a door frame from where the speed of the wood was so fast that it shot into the wood like an arrow. And my dad's friend had a Chris Craft cabin cruiser in dry dock being worked on, sitting on barrels inside of a big building. And it was a big boat. It had twin V8 engines in it and stuff. And as we came over the hill to go down to the area where the boat ramp was and where his boat had been in that building, we seen a boat sitting there. The building was gone, but the boat was still sitting there on barrels. And we thought maybe it survived, but when we got down to it and got up close to it, the concrete blocks from that building had just punched holes all the way through it and just ruined it, trashed that boat. Man, I'm glad you're okay, dude. I'll tell you a weird thing that happened to me with tornadoes was cell phones had only been out, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. Had me a cell phone, and I I was living up in Shively, and a tornado was coming right through Shively. And that radar on that cell phone was accurate enough for me to grab my dog, get in my car, and drive a 90-degree direction away from it on 65. It didn't hurt much in Shively. It took everybody's front porch off, the roof off the front porch, a couple trees, no house damage. But it was amazing. For the first time in my life, I could use an electronic device to see what was happening. No shit, man. No, I haven't, man. The only thing that I see on the news is the freaking Iran war. And I don't watch local news after BLM shit. They use the news to destroy the news. I give up on them. I've seen Nazi propaganda films about that kind of a thing, but I never thought it would be here in America, where the media was actually complicit in the destruction of the city. Hyping it up, lying to everybody about what it was. Trying to protect the mayor. He got so protected, nobody to this day still realizes he was the one that sent the cops down in there. So they could gentrify the city. Nobody ever destroys his house. All of our houses get bricks at them and windows busted out. I have to put Detroit local news on my YouTube feed so I can keep up with your area. I didn't even know there was a tornado in Michigan. This wasn't like last night, right? This was like a week ago or something, maybe? Long enough to where I should have known about it. Kalamazoo, Michigan. You know, I think that's where the Gibson plant was originally at. I'm pretty sure that's where the Gibson Guitar Factory or the Martin. There's a famous guitar company or something from Kalamazoo. I got one. Look, my tire from working, man. I'm gonna recover from. Ouch! Yeah, Gibson. Gibson was from Kalamazoo. So are you in that house now that you were talking about? You and your family heirloom house? Or are you still in that trailer? There's a Kalamazoo guitar. I did not know that. Man, I love that. You know, once I get this house done, I'm gonna try to figure out the way to make this thing automated. Where I can just load it up with wood and it spits out rims all day. That'd be cool, man. I can see it in my head. I've always been able to see three-dimensional designs in my brain for some reason. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm... Well, when I was a kid, my Uncle Bill would be working on cars, and I'd be hanging out in his garage waiting for my cousin to come home. And he would tell me things, and I would have to imagine like a crank moving inside a block without seeing it do it, and started getting the concept of being able to see objects moving, like testing them out in my brain. Now we got computers that do that. You don't even have to do that no more. Yeah, Gibson banjos, the originals, were made in Kalamazoo. They didn't move to Nashville until, I don't know, 70s maybe, 70s. Yeah, the most famous and expensive Gibson banjos came from Kalamazoo. And I'm pretty sure that was before they were making them in the 20s and 30s in Kalamazoo. Because they refer to that era of banjo as the pre-war Gibson. So it's definitely there before the World War started. Some of the Kalamazoo banjos go for over 100,000. I see them go as high as 175,000. Pre-war original Gibson. Some serious stuff, man. I would never pay that much for a banjo because as a musician, you destroy an instrument when you play it for a decade. But there are collectors out there that do that. Load this thing up here with A's. And then I got some B's over there. I got to sand here in a minute. As soon as we set this up and get this thing going, I'll sand those B's. These are A's. A's. Yeah, the most famous banjos come from Kalamazoo. That's all because Earl Scruggs was playing one, and everybody wanted one just like Earl Scruggs, man. And he was playing a pre-war Gibson. Stuff it full of rags. We'll get some water. Pour this in here first. Water was super easy. Fill. Gotta put the water in the thing. Alright. Everything's going over here. You take a short pause and I'll turn the camera that way. And we'll get the, what I was going to sand the next set of things. So Yeah, Dragon Elderly Music. Pretty big music place for that kind of stuff. I like elderly music. Wish I could go there. Alright, now I gotta go over there and sand those wood planks. See if I can move the camera to that view. You guys will get to see me sand away. Oh, we're waiting on all this stuff. Simpson, I'm gonna get you. Rat. The soap chamber, are we up to 300 degrees? Yes. Okay, grab about the big part. Starting to learn that. Alright. Here we go. We got 4 people, hey! Oh, they suck it, elderly. Like, oh, you're not famous. You're not famous at all, Mr. Simpson. Okay, so we are at temperature, and I set the timer, if I can find my timer. So now we gotta wait 20 more minutes. I'm gonna put this back in there just for speed's sake. Let's see, I can fill up 3 of the tubes. Let's turn you guys back to this direction. So you can see. Thanks for the thumbs up, y'all. Appreciate it. All right. Grizzly stool. Grizzly. I don't have any more grizzly tools. Wish I did. So far we haven't broken one. That makes 16. No, it makes 14 Rezos. It didn't break, but one of them I don't like. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. Kind of had a warpy thing to it, and that'll end up showing up at the lathe. When they start to cut it, it'll be all wanky and won't stay round. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. So we made 13 out of 14 good Rezos. Yeah, dragging out. I went to a place out in California, San Diego, California. Somebody from SL flew me out there. And she had a, what was it? A BMW V12 sports car, right? So there was this music shop out there that had these signs like "Don't touch our instruments" and all this stuff, real high, expensive stuff. I pulled up in that BMW, went in there, man. They let me play every instrument in the whole store, dude. I was messing with them bad. And I drove off, didn't buy nothing. But yeah, it was like a $10,000 upright bass. I got to play it. But they see that car, man, they about crapped their pants, man. She let me drive that car the whole time I was out there in San Diego. I was there for 2 weeks, man. I loved that place. I don't think I could live there because it's so expensive, but it was nice. The weather was pretty decent. Got to go to some kind of Cinco de Mayo, yeah, Cinco de Mayo, at a place called Old Town San Diego. Man, what a blast. They had authentic Mexican bands everywhere, like, and then they had the contest for the dancing where the girls would wear these black and red dresses and did the original, whatever Mexican traditional dances were from, 100, 200 years ago. It was awesome. And the whole town of Old Town San Diego is a giant museum. It's like a set of an old Western town, except it is an old Western town that they slowly restored and put back after it got all dilapidated. But the weather's so nice there, nothing really rots. It's kind of like a desert. So everything was still there for them to fix it back up. And it's an original frontier town, or I guess that'd be Western town. But Old Town San Diego, California. The only thing I didn't get to do was go gold mining, man. I wanted to go panning for gold, and I don't think there's any in San Diego. But yeah, I got to go out there. Pretty cool. What we got now? 10 more minutes. Actually 14. Then we'll be in this second round here, man. Man, it sure is a nice day today. One of the things about working in that plastic factory is they work you so hard that when you get home, you don't want to do nothing. And I've worked in a lot of factories, but this is the first one where it was, when you were off work, you were beat. A lot of it's unnecessary too, man, but it's just the way some people have learned to run the place. So yeah, I'm still missing a planer and a drum sander. And once I get those, I'll start making guitar and banjo, complete banjos. Oh, my poor tractor, man. I gotta work on this thing. I know the rod's broken there, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's in the 70s right now. Gets down to about 39, 40 at night, and by this time it's 70. It's almost 11 o'clock. My poor tractor. Love you, baby. I'll try to fix you this morning. I want to get my tractor running, man. I just hope the piston's not coming apart and it didn't scratch anything, because then I can try to figure it out. So you got to come off first. Ouch. Like you, we don't lose them. Man, I wish I had a pressure washer. This thing sure could use a good pressure washer. How much time we got here? 6 more minutes. Alright, I got these. They've been sitting around for a while. And somehow, not today, I mount them on here. There's some bolts back there. Maybe I could make an L bracket or something. But yeah, I want to put these on super bright. Might get a set for the fenders back, the back fenders back here. Put them on there so I can have like a super bright view. Be really cool if I could pimp it out and put like LED lights underneath of it so that they shine down on the ground. It's not like a lowrider fancy car. Pimp my tractor. Put them in a wheel well. Hell yeah. I've got all the paint guns. I know how to paint real well. Just ain't got the money for the paint. But first, after I rebuild it, I'm going to have to get a pressure washer so that once I get it all running good, it doesn't blow up no more. Got to figure out the reason for that. I knew the first one was going to go because you could hear it in the engine every time you ran it. You could hear something was wrong. But this one was running just fine. And it was beautiful. Then all of a sudden it just made a metallic sound like the piston hit something and it stopped. Which is, there's a balance gear in here that can get worn out and turn sideways on the shaft. Might have caused it. I don't know until we take it apart. I don't want to take it all apart, but I guess we got to take it apart. Metric? What? Put that in there. The only problem we really got is getting those cables unattached. I really don't like getting cables. These are the bike cable clamp bolts with a hole through them. That was easy. Now I'm sitting there worried about it. You're a craftsman. You're crafty enough still to do that. Yep. There you go. No, you're not. Yes, you are. time we got here? It's time to steam bin. Ready. Yeah, where else can you watch a live stream of tractor maintenance and steam bender at the same time? My gosh, this is country out here, man. We work on tractors and we steam bin wood. I'm currently trying to become king of the Amish because I'm pretty sure they need a king. They got bishops. So one day y'all gonna tune in and I'll be a king of the Amish. I've created an Amish army. We'll take over Kentucky. You know what I forgot to do? Man. Forget to put my toolbox over here. Forgot to do this. When you change them, you gotta change the armature here. Raise it up so it fits the rim height or diameter. This rim is 9 something and the other rim's a 12 inch. I'm a genius and I have figured out how to do this. I hope you didn't get too cold cooking on me here. But you got to get it out. Maybe they get a little bit too cold. Listen to your body. Don't flip on me, baby. Alright, now you're gonna be flipping on me all the time. You don't need these anymore. You need these. We're using the big dogs. We're using the big dogs. On my hood. Actually, it goes. There, baby. It's amazing. The first round of the week. Come on. You know you want to come on. You did. You told me you did yesterday. Oh, man. Where'd that happen? We got a rim. This is an 8. ABC. My DIVORC. He came from today. I wish I could play music while I stream, but I'll get some kind of a bad YouTube rating if I do that. Wouldn't it be cool to have a machine that would just do all that? Then you just pull it off and before I left Louisville, you know, I was taking care of my mom and all. I had it fixed where one of these would just drop in there and you could put a clamp on it and it held it all, but I had to disassemble all that to move. Once she got in a nursing home, put it in storage. I've got pictures of it. I'm trying to rebuild that before I make it all automated. Man, it's beautiful weather. I'm sitting there working my butt off. But at least we got the tractor inside. Be able to maybe at least see what happened to it. Because you got to take the head off to put the bolts on to put the engine hoist in there. That right there will tell me if the piston's still in there. It's in the correct position, I know that is. That one kind of stood up right there, but when you go to C-clamp to let it drive the rest of the way, you can take that right out. Doesn't hurt nothing. Or when you put the little clamps on it, I mean. But I hope and I pray that its piston is okay. And it's just a blown head gasket, maybe, I don't know. I doubt it. I don't have any signs of a blown head gasket. Could be a couple things. I skipped checking the rings, but they looked okay when I put them in there. As far as the gap goes, I'm supposed to check that gap. Make sure it has a gap. And do that. I doubt that's what it is. One thing I'm really worried about is I don't have a clean out tank, so I can't wash all the old destroyed metal out of it, which might have been what caused the second failure. We'll find all that out. I'm just guessing at things. We have another one. I noticed we had a peak of 4 people in here sometimes drinking. These videos usually get a lot of views after we stream them. Ah, man. It was doing something. Yeah, if I was gonna build a machine, I'd put electronic eye right where that thing comes out so that you could never, it would stop before you ever got it that far. And you would never flip over the end of it like that. 'Cause that's human error that gets into monotony. Definitely smooth in there. That looks good. That's a nice one, man. That's perfect. That's how I like every one of them come out. They got the air gap. Just in time, baby, just in time. Don't you know? Slipped on me a little bit, but that's all right. That's a good one. Now we got all six out of 6. I should go play the lottery today because we built a lot of wood and hadn't had a single split yet. Someplace steam machine. This will be the last set. Still takes an hour to do them. Black. Make sure it's all okay. Set these out here. Put these in the sofa too. we gotta refill the water. We got 3 people in here still. Look, here's that teardrop in the corner of your pain. Don't you try to tell me that it's real. All right, so we freshen up this coat. I'll be right back. We'll start tearing more of the tractor apart. I thought I did such a good job, but it was so cold. It was like 30 degrees. All right, y'all. Let's see, while we're waiting for the steam machine to heat up, we'll work on the tractor. Let me stop this stopwatch here. Alright. Put a GoFundMe link up there for later on when people watch the video. I know the 2 people in here right now have helped out a lot, so don't worry about donating or anything. But if anybody watching this video would like to donate, there's a GoFundMe page. We're just lacking 2 more pieces of equipment. We're lacking the drum sander and the planer. And that's going to cost about $5,000, and then we'll be back in business completely. But we got the large bandsaw, the chop saw, the belt sander, the large CNC. We still got the 2 smaller CNCs, and I'm going to close this door back here. We still have all the gluing presses. Now I keep all the gluing presses out in the shed because I don't want nobody seeing how we do that. Kind of top secret. So we got basically everything we had at the other place before Mom passed away. But we just need the planer and the drum sander. So if you're watching this video later on and you can help with those, let us know. If you want to donate one and you got to know when you don't use them more, let me know. Alright, we're still waiting for this thing to get up the temperature. Still got a few minutes. So the next thing comes off is this shroud. Actually, we're going to take off the fuel tank back, because you can't really get the shroud and the engine out without taking that off. So yeah, this is the first engine I've ever rebuilt that messed up on me. All the engines I've rebuilt have lasted forever. But this is also the first engine I built when it was like 20 degrees and I was in here freezing my butt off. And I could have made a mistake. That's rare. Sometimes we gotta make mistakes. And it's also the first engine I've rebuilt without having a washout tank. I don't have a washout tank. So far we're safe. Nothing blew up on us. We got this, tank holders out of the way. And I forgot, we gotta take off all of this, electronic stuff over here. The other side. On the other side. Oh yeah, baby. Going to the other side. Oh yeah. This wire's already undone. Just gotta get that zip tie off there. Gotta take some zip ties out of here. Take some zip ties out, baby. Oh yeah. Gonna take some zip ties out. Gonna come on, baby. Tractor maintenance. Back in the good old days before everybody got busy, I won't allow you to work on nothing anymore. That one goes. Cord. Oh yeah, baby. Got a lot of bird crap on my tractor. And birds. Chickens. So we got everything disconnected. This is wire. No. This right here is the headlight wire. A 12-volt plastic. Here. There's your 12-volt hot. And we gotta take off the this is the disconnected that thing. That thing hurt. And we're gonna take off that thing. How many times do I have to do this? Seems like a million to me. Gee, what's the odds of that? On an American-made tractor, no less, but that mean, one day American will get over the fact that we shouldn't be buying all this crap from China. I think it's when it started. Don't drop a nut. Whew. China disappeared, didn't you? Uh-huh. Don't drop a nut on me, baby. That might find it again. Someone tell me why this plug is not made to go through that hole. That's alright. Since we can't disconnect that one plug. Yeah, we put the bolts right back in all they came out of. So, we got the power over here yet? Yes, we are ready to start timing. Blow my nose off camera. Okay, let me wash my hands. Wash. Some paper towels to dry my hands. Oh yeah. Alright, so now we can start the timer up here. So we got 20 minutes to wait. Got 3 people in here. Hey, 3 people. So, when it comes to this engine, you have to take this head off to have bolts where you can lift it out. So, you got one bolt down there. Got the coil off. I think you got a bolt here. But to do this professionally, gonna take a set of baggies and anything comes off here permanently, put it in a bag and label it. Don't know what it is. So, this thing. Need this. Only one I really got to take off is this button. Ah, here we go. Luckily, they didn't race on each other. Okay. Condenser. This wire needs to go back over here. This wire comes out like that. Actually, this is both for that line. Both for this line. These are missing lock washers for some reason. I'm gonna put 2 lock washers on here. So when I rebuild it, they'll be on. Alright. Okay, so now we're down to take this. Take the pan off, so. Mumbling over here to myself. Oh, it's 7:16. I had it in the wrong side. These bolts go into their own plastic bag. We'll take both of them off here. We have a piece of paper and a marker. It says red engine cover bolts. Because nothing's worse than having a bucket full of bolts, trying to figure out where they go. So you put your little tag and Ziploc. There. So now this should be everything we need to take out. Well, we did this one here. Okay. Now the dreaded taking off of the head. I'm going to take this here out. We gotta do it, we gotta do it. How much time we got? 10 minutes? Let's take these. This is where we find out what happened to the engine. Maybe. If we lucky, baby, if we lucky. Okay, so these well, does that thing fit on that? It did go. Same thing with these bolts. For the magazine, you take out the bolts, you go ahead and bolts. marker. So, here you go. On the rest of this. Yeah, rod's broke. But damn, that looks good in there. I don't see any problem with the cylinder. Is this valve broke? Nope, valves are good. Head gasket is not blown. So we definitely got a broken crank. I mean a broken broken rod. The piston, you know, I didn't replace that rod either, man. So what we got here, we got 5 minutes left before we steam in. So it's definitely a rod, and I can turn the crank, and the broken part hits the piston. So I know it's a broken rod. I don't feel any other slop in the crank, so hopefully the crank's not bad. Just the rod was bad. That means all I need is a rod and a gasket set. Hopefully. There might be time here. Still got to check that. That could be the reason it came apart. But the rod was not new. The rod was used. It could have had a crack and I didn't see it. I don't have no way to magnaflux it or x-ray it. So it could have been that rod had the same problem. It's the one that broke before. But so that's a good thing. That's a really good thing because if there's no scoring on the walls, means the broken part of the rod didn't hit the wall. I don't think it damaged the crank. But even if it did, I got another crank in that motor. But man, if I could get away with just replacing the rod, whoa, that would be a money-changing game there. That would make sense, because I used the rod from the old engine. Cylinder walls are fantastic. Yeah, the piston rod, the connecting rod, it's broke. I can tell because I can push the piston all the way down without the crank moving. But then when I turn the crank, the broken part hits the piston. So, which means the crank's not damaged so far as I can tell right now. I gotta take the mule drive off. The mule drive is this big yellow thing here. So that I can get wrenches under it, because there's 4 bolts that you gotta take the mule drive off so you can get to the 4 bolts that hold the engine on to the motor mount. The engine comes off the motor mount. You can leave the motor mount in there. That's the worst thing about these, all 3 of these tractors, this what they call a wide frame, is getting the bolts back in from the motor mounts, because the motor mounts can move, and there's 4 bolts, so you might get 2 in, but the other 2 won't go in. You got to get a screwdriver up in there and try to pull the mount over, but anyway. All right, it's time to bend. Man, that's pretty awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of was I used the connecting rod from the other block I had, and it might have had the same problem in it, but that's still a good thing. That makes me happy that the wall's not scored. To see if the walls are scored, scratched, or whatever you want to call it, then you got to have somebody bored out, then you got to have oversized pistons, and blah, blah, blah. As long as the crank ain't scored either. I wish I owned a machine shop, man. I'd like to take one of those suckers and build it up. You know, they make a 18 horsepower, no wait, it's a 20 horsepower V-twin that bolts right into that thing. without any modification. It's called a repower. Man, I love this steam bender machine. It's so cool. It has its own zip code in Antarctica. Yeah, this is called a Kohler 341 Dragon K341. And I'm not sure, but a connecting rod can't be more than $50. I don't like that, not one bit. Yeah, connector rod can't be too expensive. Ah, slipped right out. This one was so tight. Yeah, these planks are called Bs. Like we have three size planks on a 3-ply rim. You have an A, a B, and a C. These are the Bs, and they're a little bit longer than the A, which is why I'm having a little bit of difficulty figuring out where to put the C clamp when they overlap. Funky grain is right there. It breaks, it'll break right here. Did not break. Did not break enough. And what the, how do I, can't do that. These might require 2 different clamps, man. We'll figure this out. Or I gotta stick the tongue in further at the beginning. I haven't done this in so long. Heavy. Unless you can get that clamp. Staple. Otherwise, we're going to have to put the tongue in further. Putting the tongue in further is going to be the trick. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Tongue in like right there. Will that end up where we need it when I spin it? Don't know, but we'll find out. causes its own problem. Man. So you can't stick the tongue in too far. But you just ain't gonna do it right. Welcome to the big clamp. I'm just gonna take all of this one. Yeah, I should have done that. Maybe 2 C-clamps if you have to. Would be yeah, one day we'll make the right size wheels. All these wheels are meant for A pieces, not the B's and the C's. Just so you have the ability to remedy the situation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. So this one's gonna go right on the edge. Ouch. That's hot. Let's see what this one. Bam, bam, bam. Alright. So, this situation here, we might have to do 2 C-clamps. At least one and then take one off. And you can do this one. Get it down to the right position. And then put a second one on right there. Now I got it. Got all of that done. Take this one back off and use it again. I remember now. Yeah, the connecting rod. I have to look up what those cost. I just hope the crank's okay. But like I said, I have another crank sitting here. Just a lot of extra work. If all it is a connecting rod, that would be a quick and easy fix, man. Ah, ooh. Seen that coming? Could have stabbed me right in the heart. Ooh, ow, that's hot. All right. The exciting drama of steam bending, dun dun dun. He could have been stabbed. Ah! He would have been dead. Ah! Think about it on YouTube. Ah! This one might split because of that. Let's see if we can get that going. Oh, damn. That's all right. It's just a little split. Like a big split. This is the last one left. So once again, we're going to use the 2-clamp method. Take 1 clamp. And see if the wheel is bigger to match the diameter of the wood we're bending. It would fit just like the A's and the B's and all that stuff. We ain't got there yet. Instead, you have to do 2 clamps. What is easy? Here we go. All right. So, pretty cool. Let's unplug the boiler. In order for me to make $1,000 a week, I'd have to do this steam bending every Saturday and Sunday. I'd have to bend at least 40 or 50 pieces to make $1,000 a week. But right now, without the planer and the sander, but you ain't making that much money. After you pay for glue and everything else, man, you're making about $500-600 a week. And you're working about 60-70 hours. So that's everything. All I gotta do is order a gasket set. And that piston looks good. I'm going to take that engine out here, but I'll probably do another stream for that. I'm going to take a break for a while, and I'll start up another stream for the engine later on after I eat some lunch. Anybody wants to watch that? I think, I'm not sure, but I think I could take that engine out. Just take the pan off to fix this. I don't have to rebuild the whole motor like I did last time. So we'll clear a spot off on the bench. Order a connecting rod. Piston eye, connecting rod. If the crank's okay. Just sitting there thinking it could be that the cap broke off, then the rod would be bad. I'll have to look at it, we'll have to look at it here. But I appreciate everybody watching today. You can rewind this video. After it uploads, I'll put it on public. Don't forget there's a GoFundMe link in the description below. And appreciate everybody showing up. And we'll stream about an hour or two from now. We'll stream the tractor pull. We'll pull that thing out with a engine hoist and set it up on the workbench to see what exactly the problem is. And find out if we're gonna get away with just being able to buy a connecting rod. Be nice if they made an upgraded version, but I doubt that. So, all right. Thanks a lot, y'all. We'll see y'all in about an hour if you want to come back. How do you